Hey guys, welcome to a new movie review. Today I'm going to be talking about the film The Rum Diary. It's a film that was based off of a Hunter S. Thompson novel, and it stars Johnny Depp, just like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I heard about this film a while ago, and I finally got around to actually sitting down and watching it. Um, Johnny Depp, I think, briefly lived with Hunter S. Thompson at one point, and so he was able to kind of see what he was really like and everything. So it makes sense for another Hunter S. Thompson story to involve Johnny Depp once again. So this film, The Rum Diary, they go by a fictional name for his character, so he's not called Hunter S. Thompson in the movie. And he takes a journalist job, like a journalist freelance job over in Puerto Rico, and things don't go right. He's recovering from alcohol problems, and he's trying to enjoy the views, and he's trying to figure out who he can become friends with and who he's becoming enemies with, and so forth. And things just aren't going right. Things are going completely wrong. This place that hired him, they're really not taking his stuff anymore. They're not going to post his stories that he's writing for him and things like that. So this film is all about his adventures and misadventures within Puerto Rico while taking this freelance job. So overall, guys, I was really not impressed with the Rum Diary. I really liked. Well, I wouldn't say I really liked, but I liked Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I thought it was a very different kind of story, had a very unique narrative. I'm normally not a fan of Terry Gilliam, but that was definitely an exception where I liked the approach that he had on that movie. It was a very unique approach on a film. And so I was hoping the Rum Diary was going to kind of have that consistency, that consistent Hunter S. Thompson unique vibe to it. And I certainly got that in certain moments of the movie, but I didn't get it all the way through like I was hoping for, and I certainly didn't get a good film like I did with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So, for my positives and negatives of the Rum Diary, I think there was some beautiful Puerto Rican tourist attraction views that they showed in the film. Whenever he's at a beach or whenever he's at a place that people would go on vacation for in Puerto Rico. I thought they did a really good job making sure it looked absolutely beautiful with the landscapes and the views. Um, for the spots that look like they're made for tourist attractions, they really did a good job making sure those scenes look like that. So, as far as cinematography and landscapes go, they found beautiful views to work with for this film. There's also some occasional situation jokes that I thought were pretty funny for the most part. This film spends a lot of time with Johnny Depp and this guy that live in this really run-down apartment room together. And there's some moments in the film where they get into really obscure, crazy situations. They say something to somebody or they do something to somebody, and they get in huge trouble for it. And obviously, they're both drinking a lot all the time, thus the name The Rum Diary. Um, and there's just some occasional funny situation jokes I thought were overall pretty funny whenever the film does work for those. And Amber Heard's character, she's kind of the girlfriend of Aaron Eckhart, a guy that Johnny Depp's trying to figure out throughout the course of the film if he can trust him or not, if they're going to be friends or colleagues or co-workers or whatever. She plays kind of the girlfriend of that character that Johnny Depp becomes, somewhat friends with and so forth. And I thought her performance overall was good. Her character was pretty interesting. I guess what I liked about her performance is whenever her and Johnny Depp were on screen together, they were kind of hoping for the film to take a more interesting direction. With her trying to encourage him to live on the edge of life and stuff. And there was like a possible romantic fling and all that. Um, I thought the performance itself was pretty good, and like I said, I liked how the character gave us that possibility of a more fun film whenever the two of them were on the screen together. I think this is the film too, where the two of them in real life met and they, started dating and got married, and obviously that didn't work out in the long run. But like I said, as far as the performance and the character went, I really liked the role and the performance that she gave for the movie. But for my negatives of the Rum Diary, for the most part, this is a pretty pointless film. Really, not a lot happens. Really, nothing huge of significance. It's definitely a film where I would have a hard time claiming and deciding what exactly were the major points of this film, just because it's just so all over the place. It's just so random. I really didn't get anything out of this movie, to be honest. So it's just a pretty pointless movie, to be honest. And then that goes to my next point. There's almost no plot to this film. There really is no plot. There's no conflict he has to resolve or things like that. Uh, no plot in this film, and it really, really needed one, to be honest. This film is also very slow moving. There's definitely a lot of times in this film where I kept checking the timestamp to see how much longer this film was going to be. It just moves on forever. It just refuses to let go. It refuses to end. It's just a very slow paced film that really needed to work on its pacing. And then another thing I guess that disappointed me about this film is I really thought this was a missed opportunity for another unique Gonzo journalist kind of story like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas was, and it was missed here. They had a lot of opportunities to take this in neat, fun directions. They made it take place in Puerto Rico, so obviously they have a lot of different, interesting, and vacation-looking sites they could work with to make interesting content. And I don't know if that's just the novel was just not very interesting or what, but there was a huge missed opportunity here to have a fun Gonzo journalist story, and it just didn't work out in the end. There's also just too many stupid moments in this film. There's something that they keep going back to in this film that I just completely was not into at all. I didn't think the jokes for these scenes didn't work at all either. Involving these fighting chickens that Johnny Depp's roommate guy um, keeps training and participating in to earn money for, and they keep doing it as a joke, and it's just really not funny. And like I said, they go back to it like 3 or 4 times, and it just does not work. And then for my last negative of this film, it really is a waste of Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp is much more talented than this film is. Obviously, he really hasn't made a really, really good film in a long time, but I really thought he was wasted here. I really thought, sure, he knew Hunter S. Thompson, and sure, he was involved with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas and everything, so I'm sure he had a personal connection to the script and so forth, but it really was a waste of him. This film did not deserve Johnny Depp. There's a lot of other famous people, like I said, Amber Heard and Aaron Eckhart, and Richard Jenkins has a role in this film. No, this script really does not deserve any of them. Um, just a huge waste of great talent. So overall, I'm going to give The Rum Diary a 4 out of 10. Really was not impressed with it. Besides good cinematography, good tourist attraction views, some occasional funny situation jokes, and Amber Heard's performance and character, this film was just not good. It was pretty pointless and had no plot. And unfortunately, I really can't recommend The Rum Diary. It's just not worth your time. So if you're looking for a film to watch, make sure it's not The Rum Diary.